Hi, it's Mrs. Stitches or Sheila. Hi, everybody. Welcome to all my new subscribers. I've had a few, so that's great. This is a channel about cross stitching, and this is my episode number 65. Today's date is July 29th, 2024. I know that pretty easily because I just finished filming this and then I'm having to film again. So this is take 2. I didn't get very far. It's fine. Okay, so I have a few things to talk about, but first things first, I'm going to do a giveaway. So at the end of last video, so those who stick around right to the very end are rewarded. I announced a giveaway, so I'm going to do that right away so people can find out. So I'm going to start off with the 2 biggest draws first. Yeah, I'll do the 2 biggest draws because I got them in my lap right now. So we have the biggest draw, the most popular, was the octopus biscornu. I still happen to have the little octopus biscornu right here. Now note, these are my own colors. This is the real colors, but you can figure that out. Oops, I just dropped it over there. So this is by Tiny Modernist. This is the Octopus Biscornu, and this was the most popular. I do not know how many entries I have. I do this old-fashioned, but we can actually count them as we put them in. So I got a hat here, and let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, let's just make this hat a little bit. And we're just going to mix those all up. Hopefully I got everybody's name. I do this all old-fashioned, and when you make a comment, I make a note of your name, and then I usually put a note saying you are entered. So hopefully I got everybody. I just wrote up these cards a few minutes ago. And here we go. This is the winner. The winner is Sugar Plum Stitcher. I'll check and see if I have your email address or your mailing address still. I believe this is Charlene. I will just double check on that. If not, I'll message you somehow. So, Sugar Plum Stitcher wins the Octopus Biscornu. Okay, we'll take all these names out now, and we're going to do the next one, which is, I'm not sure which one. The next one is Mary Amelia's Bird by Quaint Rose Needle Art. Let's see how many we had on that. You know, I thought the other one had the most, but this feels like a bigger pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very close. 11 for the first one, 10 for this one. You got good odds in my videos, I tell you, especially when I do the announcement at the end. But let's see what we get. Okay. Sleepy Calico. Sleepy Calico. I know I haven't sent you anything before, so if you could email me, I'll put my email at the end of this video. Email me your mailing address. I'll get this out to you probably next week, but depends on how. Okay. Now, we got 2 more to go here. We actually have 3 more, but we'll just see how things go. I have to pause again. Shoot. Darn it. Oh, I don't know if I can do that. As soon as I leave, this is going to go away. Oh, I know what I can do. I got an idea. Okay. I'm going to pause. Okay, I'm back. Not that you noticed. Okay, our next draw is for the clown. No, this was not as popular, which I understand. Some people have issues with the clown, and I think the Snowman series wasn't as popular. Had 2 entries. So we'll see which one we get. Oh, this is tough when there's only two. It's like, which one, which one, which one? Maybe I'll just count, or I'll spell it Clow'n. Roxanne, I may or may not still have your address. I will look, and if not, I will try to comment on your comment that I need your address, but probably still have your address. Okay, Roxanne. And let's see. And then the last one is Plaid Spring by KEB Studio Creations. Yeah, I got it right this time. Spring, Plaid Spring. We got 3 entries. And let's just spell out a word again. And then it's almost like musical chairs. Let's see, make sure I'm touching all 3. Yeah, because there's a little fold in here. So I got to make sure I touch all 3. So SPRING. Rosa Moulin. I don't believe I have your address, so you will have to email me your address. Rosa. Nice. And then there was one more, but we only had 1 entry on that. And that person's actually already won. That's what I paused to check. But because they're the only entry, I'm still going to let them win both because I didn't want them to be eliminated by picking something. So that is Sugar Plum Stitcher. She commented she wanted the tartan. So this will also be coming with her to her too. So excellent. There you go. That is the giveaways. I will probably be doing some probably next month. Let's just say that. Should I put my hat on? I could put my hat on. Sure, why not? Why not be a goof? Okay, so let's I'll talk about the retreat at the very end. But it was fantastic. It was so much fun. Actually, I'll talk about it briefly right now. I'm just going to say hi. Oh, I didn't write a note of all my friends. Let's see. So there were 13 people there. I can mostly remember their names. This will be a test. There was Tracy. Tracy was beside me. She had a real fancy machine. It was super fancy. It was like a scroll rods, but they were like about 3 feet long. It was all electronic. It was pretty intense. And then there was Carol right beside me. Carol is a monogamous stitcher, and she couldn't get over that I worked on more than one project, but she was really lovely. She was working on a project, but she's just finished recently. There was Dana, who I met, and Dana and Elaine, and this is a tangled web we weave when we try to remember everybody's names, and I'm Facebook friends with her now. They were my mealtime buddies, and I made really great friends with them. They're all from New Brunswick. There was Louisa, who was over there. She was stitching. There were so many. There were just so many. I feel horrible not mentioning my dinner partner right next to me. I always blanked on her name, but I do know it. Oh well, it'll come to me later on. But it was great. You really got to know everybody. We all had a table to ourselves. The location was beautiful, being right in Cavendish. It was just fantastic. So it was really, I'm going to go back next year. We already put my deposit down for next year. It was one of the best experiences. Really fun. Loved it. And before I get showing the things, there's one thing I want to cover from last episode. I talked about how unpick, when you're frogging, to me, it's you're picking out the stitches, not unpicking. And it's sort of like how people say de-thaw. You don't de-thaw, you thaw. It's like a double negative. But I had a viewer who actually looked this up. Let me just read what she had to write. I gotta take off my glasses to read. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is a bit long, but I'm gonna read this out. So this was Sleepy Calico mentioned this. So, squirrel. I became totally distracted by your distinguishing between pick and unpick and the comparison to thaw and dethaw. Both pick and unpick sound correct to me, so I had to investigate. Thaw is from the Germanic heritage of our modern English. De is most properly used with words that come from Latin. So while defrost is correct, thaw stands on its own, as you correctly noted. The standard word defrost led people to follow that pattern to form the word dethaw, which is still considered not standard. I did not know that. That's fascinating. Pick comes from Old English and has many meanings, but we use it in the sense of to remove in small pieces. So that's why pick sounds correct to our ears. Pick the meat off the bone. But the etymology shown for unpick is fascinating to me. There are two linguistic sources. One, Middle English from Old English, the Germanic line, to pierce. And two, then from the early French, a Romance language, aka the languages that evolved from Latin. There was piqûre, to prick, which first meant to kill, pierce, or wound with a pike, a heavy spear with a very long shaft used by infantry, especially in Europe from the Middle Ages to the 18th century. One of the modern meanings of unpick is to take out stitches in sewing, embroidery, and knitting. The first recorded use of unpick in this sense is from 1744. I'm sure it was used in spoken languages in British Isles long before it was captured in writing. Unpick has been used for hundreds of years and is also standard. People can say pick out stitches or unpicking stitches with equal confidence. I'm pretty sure I say both. Interesting. So I stand corrected because I don't know if I've heard unpick. I think I always hear pick out, but maybe my brain just didn't catch when unpick. I try to think, I always think of ripping out my stitches or something like that when I'm like in knitting, because I do a lot of it in knitting. But that's fascinating that it actually is both used and that she actually went through all the etymology of that, the origins of the word and where that it was correct. So thank you very much, Sleepy Calico. That was super, super fascinating. So I think either one, pick or unpick, and it's not going to bug me anymore so much when people use unpick. I'll totally accept it. But dethaw is a whole different ballgame. You do not say dethaw. You can say defrost, but not dethaw. Okay, so there's our word lesson for today. So let's get on to my finishes. So first one is, told you, oh no, I'm going to show you them in order I did them. First one is this. Whenever I've gone to Stitch North, they always gave you a freebie. And so for this retreat, I decided to make up my own little freebie, my own little stitch to do when I was there. So I took this one. I got it recently from D-Stash, and this is Heart in Hand, and I think it's called the Tall Tree Sampler. And so I started this on the Saturday, or started on the Friday and finished it on the Saturday, but there you go. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it. I loved it. I picked a lot of my own threads. I made the house yellow instead of, it was sort of a whitey color. Oops, wrong one. So you can see quite a bit of difference. I changed up a lot and I love it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So that is finish number, I have to do my board, finish number 35. I haven't caught up on that yet, so I still got to do that. But finish number 35 for 60 of the year. So that was it for July. And then my biggie, finally, Carol Manning's birthday cake. I don't know which way is up on this, but it does not really matter. There is my, I bet you anything this is the way, probably because that's all the leftover. But this is my birthday cake. I don't think ever, well, you know, at the time I said, I don't know if I would ever leave like one color like that to fill in. It got extremely tedious to do, but it also did go fast. I think I banged out it in a couple of nights. So there you go. This is Birthday Cake by Carolyn Manning. I changed up some of my colors. I did some that were from Stash because some of them I didn't have. Sometimes some of them I substitute because I just wanted to use them. And then I did my little funky thing with 3865 over here, and an ecru over here and over here. And then I in some places where I hadn't done too much, I alternated them on the center triangles, but it's hard to see. So, but I'm happy it is done. So next to do with this is to wash it and see how it comes out, because I'm not sure I've ever washed something before. I probably have, but we'll see. Okay, those are my two finishes. Oh, and this one obviously was a start and a finish, so that was one of my starts. Okay, this might go pretty fast. I'm kind of zooming through this. Oh well, that happens sometimes, I guess. So, what else? I was working on when I was at the retreat. I took this one, Tiny Modernist Moons and Moss. I am not done yet, but maybe I'll be done by the next video. So maybe it'll be a giveaway in the future. We'll see. But I ended up working mostly on that start and finish. So I did work on this a little bit. And this was the type of retreat where I ended up talking and visiting more than I, more than I was stitching. But so I think last time you saw it, I had these 3 moths done, and I just got a 4th moth done, 4th out of 6. So I'm getting there, and I finished off the mushrooms on the top there, and I've gone around a little bit on the bottom. And I just remembered another whip that I'm going to have to show you, so I'll have to go get that in a moment. But this is, like I said, Moon and Moss by Tiny Modernist, and I'm enjoying it. I really am. So the funny thing about this is, again, somebody at the retreat hated my modeled fabric, and I just love it so much. So they just thought it looked dirty and couldn't understand the modeled fabric. But and then to each his own. Everyone has their own likes and dislikes. And I think one of our mottos at the retreat was do what makes you happy, and it's so true. So there is that. So I just thought it was kind of funny when I was so proud and so happy of my fabric. Nope. Okay. So I don't know if I'll get this done for next time, because I got a couple of other side projects, but I'm going to try. I'll try and get that done for next time. Okay, I'm going to just pause and go get the other one before I forget. Okay. So another thing that I've started doing is, and it's quite fun, is I got a list of projects that I want to work on throughout the year that I haven't been getting to, and I've been working towards a goal. So after each Flosstube, I then am spinning a wheel and seeing what I get. So it's going to be a surprise for you guys every time, but it kind of actually motivates me to get my Flosstube done so I can spin the wheel. So what did I work on last time? I worked on, it spun this one, which is Joan Elliott Designs. And I started this when I was at my Gaelic College retreat, or Gaelic College immersion course. And this is actually Irish Gaelic as opposed to Scots Gaelic, but I will be changing the words to make it into Scots Gaelic. But essentially it's Cúd Míl Felcha. And so I got some work done on it, and I'm quite pleased with that. I think I worked on it about 2 nights, and I'm just working on the border. So where I was at was somewhere over here, I think, and I worked on the border all along here. And so I want to get the border complete, and then I'll finish this top part here, and there's some down here, and I'll be doing the words last because I have to. But it's there you go. It's nice. I actually love working on border because I can kind of just go to town on it. You do have to be careful because every once in a while, like there's a little white dot there, there's some blue dots. You have to be careful because there always can be little things that are outside the pattern. But there you go. That's the 3rd or 4th time I've said there you go. So okay. Next is a new start, and I don't think I can show you a picture of this. Maybe I will next time. I have to transfer a picture to my Chromebook, and then I can show you a picture. I'll try to do that next time. but this is just blue right now. So there you go. That's what I got done so far. So this was a birthday start, and it's going to be my birthday project, and it's a photograph that I have taken of a local lighthouse. And so this is just the start of the sky. I have a feeling when I get to the lighthouse and the land, it actually is going to be really heavy confetti. So this is my first time doing a diagonal, and it's going great, although it's only been one color. When I come down to this next diagonal, I get to start another color, also blue, but it'll take me a while to get the lighthouses in the center, and obviously the sky or the ground is going to be near the bottom. So it's going to be sky for a while, but it's blue. So this is 797, and yeah, just working it into diagonals. But there you go. That's about 1,000 stitches right there. That's 4 days working on it. Okay. Now, I think I only have a couple more things to show. So, every Sunday I work on seasonal flux, which is out of Cross Stitch for the Earth, and the finished product looks like that. I got glare, I can't see very well. But so I work on whatever season it happens to be. I still feel like I'm missing things. I don't know what's up with that. We have lots of fabric left over on this one. This is on a 20 count Aida, white Aida. And since I last saw you, I've actually only worked on it one day, but I worked quite a bit on it. I should put my glasses on because I just cannot see. So this was all the spring done, and then this is summer I'm working on. And I did, while I've gone, mostly just, I did part of this tree, did this part here, and did this, and found out I got a mistake. And so I am actually 2 stitches too wide. So I just got to be careful when I come down here that I keep that in mind and work out where my extra stitches are. It won't make a difference on the pattern because they all finish off and you start the next season. So it'd probably make more of a difference if it was vertically rather than horizontally. But there you go. That is my seasonal flux so far. So we'll figure it out as I go. But I love it. I think it's beautiful. And I'm just motoring right along on it, doing great. And then I have my Heaven and Earth Sal, and I'm doing Ciro Marchetti. I wish we knew how to pronounce his name, but this is Astro Cat, and this is going to be really hard to hold up. I have a test stitch on this too, which I don't want to quite show you guys yet, so I got this strategically folded, but there you go. So I'm at about 55% right now, so getting there. Got a ways to go. Started working this one in the diagonal too, just for something different. A little bit more at the bottom there, but there you go. That's my Astro Cat coming along nicely. And I think that's all. It feels like I'm missing something, but I know I spent a lot of time on the birthday cake and then also doing that start and finish tall tree. So I think that's everything that I've worked on. I was gonna tell you about my birthday. It was fabulous. My husband took me on an adventure, and so I packed a bag for overnight just in case. And we went to 2 places I've always wanted to go and hadn't been to yet. And so the first one was a beach, and it's called Hurdle Beach. And we got there. It was kind of an overcast, not a super hot day, but that was nice. It was midweek, and so it wasn't very busy either. It was still busy enough. Parking lot was mostly full. We found a space. And we just kind of walked along the beach. There was one point where we were kind of walking in the water and it got really rocky. And when the waves came up, they made the rocks move, and the rocks were big. And so like the rocks were rolling and hitting my feet, and I was just like frozen, like, ah, and it was funny. And then we turned around and I didn't feel comfortable going any further along that way. We had to get through a bit of a rocky stretch before we got to more sand. So I just felt like, let's turn around now. So we headed back, and then we went a little bit past where everybody was. And there's a big, huge plover nesting area there. And so that was really cool, and saw 2 little plovers on the rocks. They blend right in with the rocks. And so that was super neat to see. And so that parts of the beach are closed in places because of that during different, I think during most summer months. Then we went to, I went to a sort of a stitchy shop that is in Liverpool. One of Louisa, her sister-in-law, she told me about it at the retreat. And so we made a bit of a detour, got there right before they closed. And then he bought me 2 things. One is a needle minder. I'll show you next time. Oh, it's right here. I actually got it. A needle minder. This crow needle minder. Isn't that cute? It makes me so happy. And then the other was a metal tin, which has a crow on it and says shiny things. And then a whole bunch of needles. And I put all the needles inside that. So that was really, really nice, because he's already, like, the whole day he was spending on me. We're also going next week to a concert, and then we go into a movie. So there's still more adventures coming. So he spoils me rotten, even though we're not supposed to actually exchange birthday presents. Then we went to a place I have wanted to go for a long time, and it is Keji Seaside. I don't know what they call the rest of it, park type thing or something. It is just essentially a large area, and they're like the barrens of this, like, and we got there kind of late. We got there probably around 5:30, and he thought it was only a 4K walk. It ended up being about 7.5K, maybe 8K walk. So it took us a little bit longer, but it was spectacular. It was a nice walk. It was tiring, but it was really, really cool. Like, the barrens are kind of cool, and then you get out to the ocean, and it just was an enjoyable walk. Really, really fun. So that, and then we got home. So we were gone. I think we left around 9:30 and got home at midnight. So it was a good long day. Really, really fun. And then the next day, one of our neighbors, her birthday was the following day, and also her 60th birthday. So we went to a birthday party the next day, which was also fun. And it's kind of funny because I just could pretend it was my birthday party, got the cake and all that. So, but it was really her party. So really good couple of days. Like I said, he's taking me away. We're going to go away, I think in 2 days. And we're going to see a concert of some Cape Breton fiddlers, and so that should be really fun. It's a ways away, so in Parsborough, and so that's around about 5-hour drive or something. So we're going to stay overnight, and then we'll come home, and then the following week, later in the summer, we're going to go to Mamma Mia at Annapolis Royal, and that'll probably be overnight too, because usually when they're late at night, it just gets you home so late when they let out it. You can get home, but it's really, really tight. So we'll see. We'll have choices then. What else? Trying to think. I'm cat sitting right now, just briefly. So we're just looking after little Charlotte. I looked after her before. My drive to PEI was very fun in my, I call my little Subaru Agatina, and she did great. When I was driving there was supposed to be a big, huge rainstorm coming, and so I was trying to beat the weather a bit, and I did. It barely rained on me. So it worked out really fine. I had a great drive and a great time, and I got to visit a friend who lives in PEI, designer and owner of Etsy shop Paint with Stitches, Chantel, and I'm her test stitcher. And so next video, hopefully I'm going to show you what I'm test stitching, because it is for sale in a shop, but my discount code doesn't get activated later. So I'm going to show you when my discount code is available, just in case anybody's interested. And then just what I got behind me, I just wanted to hang up. So while I was at the stitching retreat, I ended up took a few items just for like a brag table. We didn't really have a brag table, so we just had it out. But anyway, so I had grabbed quickly this. So this is Fruits of Plenty by Modern Folk Embroidery. I stitched this. I finished this, I think, last year sometime. And so, yeah, you can see a little bit of it. It's very subtly done with the light blue, and there's a little bit of light green, and these are all DMC colors. They just happen to be colors I had lots of. But there you go. That's hanging up behind me. A little crooked, but I don't, it may be crooked. It might be just the angle too. So I think that's everything. I did stretch this out for 30 minutes. Yeah, I think that's everything that I have. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to get this done before the end of the month. And so I only had a couple, well, I only had tomorrow because we're leaving on Wednesday. So that's it. So I shall see you all in about a couple of weeks, and we'll see what more I've gotten done by then. And everyone who won a giveaway, please send me your mailing address, and I'll get those out to you as soon as I can. And that's about it. So take care, everybody. We'll chat with you a couple of weeks. Bye.